Robert Couchman was born in San Jose. The orchards were part of his life from the beginning.
I can remember riding by here to go fishing in the Almaden Creek 60 or more years ago, when there was a home at Lincoln and Willow, and all the rest of this, from Willow Street to the creek, solid orchard. Some of the finest cherry orchards in the whole world grew right here in Willow Glen. This is a thing you don't see at all anymore, but a lot of these orchards were harvested by people on 40-foot ladders. Took 2 men to put the ladder into a tree and then go way up to the trees grew so very, very large. Of course, prunes were the big crop in Santa Clara County. So big that none of the elementary school districts or high school districts opened their fall terms until after the crop was harvested, because every boy and a few girls from the age of 6 or 7 up were expected to be in the orchards on their hands and knees picking prunes. Some of us were fortunate enough to have parents who made pads to put on our knees to protect them from the rough ground when we picked prunes, and others just simply wore their overall knees out during the harvest season.
After the prunes were picked, they were hauled to the dry yard. There they were dipped in a boiling solution of lye to crack their skins, spread out on trays, and then carried out to be dried in the sun. The Santa Clara Valley climate was perfect for growing and drying prunes. But one year, 1918, the rains came too early.
The fruit began to ferment. The air was full of fruit flies. The odor of the fermenting fruit pervaded the atmosphere and caused one old-timer to say the country smelled like a distillery in distress. The soldiers were at Camp Fremont. Camp Fremont was a training ground for soldiers of World War I. Many of those soldiers were enlisted to come down here to pick prunes. And if you've ever seen a Kansas wheat farmer or a Nebraska cornhusker picking prunes in the mud, you've never seen, you've seen something.
In 1917, the growers formed the California Prune and Apricot Growers Association. From their headquarters in San Jose, they mounted a nationwide campaign to extol the virtues of prunes. Their brand name was Sunsweet. If more people ate prunes, it meant more jobs in the Santa Clara Valley. Jobs for people like Lawrence Bullmore. 65 years ago, he worked at a packing house in Los Gatos. Today, the corner where the packing house used to be is a gas station.
They put up that building. It was a 3-story building on what they call a Flatiron corner of the Los Gatos and Almaden Road and the San Jose and Los Gatos Road. I believe they now call it the Los Gatos Boulevard or something like that.
In those days, prunes were packed in 10, 25, and 50-pound boxes. The boxes were made by hand.
I don't remember, that's another thing, I don't remember how much we paid, but they were what they called box makers. It was his trade. They went around from packing house to packing house, made boxes so much 100. And it was all hand work. They had what they call a stripper. They had a box, and they'd put that with nails like this in my fingers, see, and the heads up. If you weren't a good box maker, if it took more than 2 blows, you pull it from your finger, put it, pull it, put it, put it, put it. That's the way the boxes were made. And then they got a machine that made boxes. You just put them in and stamped your foot, and it was made. That did away with the box maker's trade.
These wooden boxes were lined with paper. Then the top layer of each box was faced. All the prunes lined up in a row to make an attractive display. The women were paid 3 or 4 cents a box, and on a good day could make almost $2.